The Arc 3.0 rework completely changed up the typical class power fantasies, and Grenade Titan has been the talk of the town lately with the new artifact mods. But what if I told you that this new power fantasy does not have to end with the season? That there is a way to achieve the same level of power using tools that will never go away. What is going on, Guardians? Dorvrich here, and in this video I will be showing you how to become the God of Storms. Permanently. Whereas some lesser storm gods may find themselves badly weakened in a few months' time when the seasonal mods go away, you're going to know better, and you will stay as powerful as ever. In the background you're seeing a mixture of Solo Master Lost Sector and Solo Master Nightfall gameplay, ranging from 15 to 20 power under level. Just look at how many storm grenades we throw out and how devastating they are. This build can put out an absurd amount of both single target and area damage with just its grenades, and we wouldn't even have to shoot our weapons if not for champions and match game. On top of that, we can play incredibly safely, since our grenades make thunderclouds that will go and follow enemies around on their own. Sorry, Void Warlock, there's a new grenade spammer in town. Now let's get to the breakdown of exactly how to become the God of Storms. The core of this build is the Touch of Thunder aspect in conjunction with Storm Grenade. Touch of Thunder turns our Storm Grenades from an okay AoE tool into a room-clearing monstrosity by adding a lingering storm cloud that will follow enemies around. You can run from this storm, but you cannot hide. The other aspect that we're using, Knockout, doesn't add much to the core functionality of the build, but the health regen on critically wounding or melee killing things does come in very handy. Having a form of self-healing adds a lot to survivability and minimizes our downtime during combat. Fragments are where the grenades really start to get strong. Spark of Magnitude makes them last significantly longer, while Shock imbues them with Chain Lightning, turning them into absolute monsters of AoE. While Spark of Ions doesn't directly enhance our grenades, the ionic traces that it creates allow us to throw more of them, so it's core to the build as well. The final slot is a flex slot. I'm running Spark of Resistance here because I'm personally a very aggressive player, and Resistance allows me to turn up the aggression without dying. Other options here include Spark of Beacons for some added crowd control, Spark of Recharge to improve our ability to recover from sticky situations, and Spark of Amplitude to generate orbs with our grenades. For the super, we're using Thunder Crash, and since we don't run Cuirass of the Falling Star in this build, Thunder Crash is just the better of two mediocre options. After so much time getting used to how Thunder Crash hits like a freight train with Cuirass, the default Thunder Crash hitting like a Hot Wheels car in comparison feels underwhelming. But unlike Fists of Havoc, Thunder Crash provides an excellent movement option. While you won't be instantly deleting champions with it, or taking massive chunks off a boss's health bar, the utility of Thunder Crash is not to be underestimated. So our grenades are extremely strong, but we still haven't covered how exactly we get so many of them out. Enter potentially the strongest Titan exotic armor piece in the game, Heart of Inmost Light. Heart received a massive indirect buff this season, with the release of the new Arc Titan exclusive class ability, Thruster. Thruster has an even shorter cooldown than Rally Barricade, but that's not what really pushes Heart over the edge. The issue with Rally Barricade is that you have to stop what you're doing and stand still, which can be suicidal when done at a bad time. But with Thruster, there is never a bad time to use the ability. You can use Thruster every time it's off cooldown without a care in the world, and Heart of Inmost Light will thank you in the way it does best, with more ability energy than you know what to do with. Our armor mods push our already ridiculous grenade regen even further. We're running a Charged with Light package, starting with Elemental Ordnance to create an arc well when our grenade kills something, and Elemental Charge to turn that well into 2 stacks of Charged with Light. Since we're throwing grenades everywhere, we will be making plenty of these arc wells. Then for our Charged with Light payoff mod, we're running 3 copies of Firepower. Each copy of Firepower will refund 15% of our grenades, so with 3 copies, we're spending 1 stack of Charged with Light to get 45% of our grenade back when we throw it. And that is still not all. On our class item, we're using Double Bomber. Every time we use Thruster, this will give us a considerable chunk of grenade energy back, in addition to the regeneration over time provided by Heart of Inmost Light. And finally, on our arms, we're using Bolstering Detonation, which gives us a chunk of Thruster back when our grenade goes off. Bomber and Bolstering Detonation feed into each other beautifully, passing chunks of energy back and forth with the end goal of always throwing more grenades. Between all of that, the ability energy from the arc well itself, and the ionic traces from Spark of Ions, we will often have our grenade back before we can even decide where to throw the next one. As for stats, 100 Resilience is our first priority. Not only does it make us tanky with that 40% damage reduction, but it's also tied directly to the cooldown of our Thruster ability, which feeds our entire gameplay loop. After Resilience, Discipline is our second priority, since this is a grenade build and the shorter we can make our grenade cooldown, the better. Our third priority is Recovery for the additional survivability, even though mine isn't great. My Titan doesn't have the best selection of armor to work with. Weapons for this build are pretty flexible. Demolitionist is an excellent perk to have, as well as its best friend, Adrenaline Junkie. Since this build is constantly in motion to stay alive, you'll want to lean towards weapons that you can shoot on the move. Grenade launches are great, as are rockets, bows, really anything that doesn't force you to plant yourself in place. Salvage's Salvo is fantastic and is one of my favorite weapons to pair with this build, because the only way to make Chain Lightning more satisfying is to add explosions. And there it is, how you can become the God of Storms for many seasons to come. If you do want to take advantage of the seasonal mods, you can swap out Double Bomber on the class item for Trace Evidence, or make room for Lightning Strikes twice and run that instead. I hope you all enjoyed the build and breakdown. Drop a like if you found this video helpful or entertaining, and if you want to see more endgame oriented builds like this one, consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll do my best to answer all of them. As usual, I'll leave you now with some Legendary Witch Queen campaign gameplay, so you can see how this build performs in a less intense setting. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one, Guardians.